European Union leaders gathered for a high-stakes summit on continental security, only to be met with sharp political clashes at the top. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz and Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán openly confronted each other in a heated exchange over the EU's response to Russia's ongoing aggression and support for Ukraine. According to multiple reports, Merz accused Orbán of disrupting vital discussions on European security, calling out what he described as a pattern of obstruction from Budapest. The confrontation underscores deep divisions within the EU as it attempts to chart a unified path forward in the face of Russian military pressure, increasing drone incursions, and long-term defence planning. At the heart of the disagreement is Orbán's continued opposition to several key EU policies. His government has repeatedly blocked or delayed sanctions on Russia, resisted Ukraine's bid for EU membership, and questioned NATO's approach to Eastern Europe. His stance has drawn growing frustration from fellow EU leaders, who accuse him of undermining bloc-wide security consensus at a critical moment. Merz's rebuke was backed by Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, who also clashed with Orbán during the summit. Tusk warned that downplaying the Russian threat is both dangerous and short-sighted, adding that NATO's commitment to the eastern flank must remain strong and unwavering. In contrast, Viktor Orbán took a different tone, choosing to highlight Europe's economic challenges. He described economic stagnation and declining competitiveness as the real threats to Europe's future, not Russia. Orbán insisted that Europe is collectively stronger than Russia by sheer size, population, and GDP, and accused some EU leaders of fear-mongering. But as political debates intensified, the threat on Europe's borders became harder to ignore. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen issued a sharp warning on the growing danger of drone warfare. She told leaders that every European citizen and every square centimetre in Europe has to be safe, emphasising the need for rapid investment in drone detection, air defence systems, and coordinated response strategies. This comes amid new reports of repeated violations of Ukrainian, and possibly European, airspace by unauthorised drones. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy stated that reconnaissance drones suspected to be of Hungarian origin were detected within Ukraine's borders, further straining relations. Despite the discord, EU leaders agreed on one thing: more urgent dialogue is needed. The bloc will reconvene in 2 weeks at a summit in Brussels, where the European Commission is expected to unveil a roadmap for strengthening EU defence by the year 2030. The expanded summit will also include military leaders and Ukrainian officials, including President Zelenskyy himself, as the EU looks to align its political commitments with actual defence capabilities. In the meantime, the clash between Merz and Orbán marks yet another chapter in the growing divide within the European Union, between those pushing for greater unity against Russia and those urging a more cautious, inward-looking approach. As the war in Ukraine grinds on, and as drone technology further blurs the lines between security and sovereignty, the EU faces a decisive moment. Can it overcome its internal divisions and prepare for the threats of tomorrow? Or will its fractured politics stand in the way?